What would be three things that you would say would be good things to do? Because then I also want to hear three things that are not so good.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to answer your question in a way that might not be exactly what you're looking for, but it's what's coming up for me. Number one is get yourself supported. Notice during this conversation, as you're listening, if you're a man who wants more in his love life, in his sex life, notice where there's fear around performance, fear around rejection, where there's shame around your sexual desire. I guess that's step number one. Notice where that's going on.
Yeah.
Step number two from there is get some support around that. Don't try to do it alone. Don't keep trying to stuff it down into the dark corner like you've been doing for the last 1 or 2 or 3 decades. And Tanya and I provide that kind of support. We'll talk about that a little bit later. There are a lot of people who provide that support. Get a men's group, hire a coach, whatever it is. And then be honest about it. Like the more that you are able to be honest with yourself, the more that you put yourself in spaces where you're accepted and approved of for all that you bring, not just the pretty stuff, not just the smooth stuff, not just the confidence, but also the shame and the insecurity, the more you are going to learn to inhabit yourself comfortably and relaxedly. And the more you're just going to be able to bring your full self to the table. That's what Tanya is talking about with that story with the Johnny Depp lookalike. That man was bringing his full self to the table. He wasn't trying to skip over his insecurity, but he wasn't collapsing around it either. He didn't skip over it and forge forward and pretend like nothing was wrong. And he didn't disappear either. He showed up for the challenge and he was
Absolutely.
honest with you about it. So
Yeah.
the third tip that I would give, which I spoke to earlier in terms of, I'm really into you right now and I really want to kiss you and I'm kind of up in my head. There's a way to be honest and revealed and transparent when you know that that's going on inside of yourself and when you've developed the capacity to hold yourself to a certain degree in that experience. Then you can bring your full self to the table and magical things happen from there, like deeper intimacy, more power, more confidence. All of the things that any guy wants in my experience happens from that place.